Hello everybody and welcome back to Magna Carta 2. Last video we got a chance to speak to the chieftain after rescuing her son and the other Mare from the imposter soldiers. So before leaving her house, we're going to pick up a quest from the Mare Woman here to find her little brother Juntsi, who has been playing outside the village in the Nekoneko settlement. So we're going to go and find him before we return back to Cota Mare, among other quests, but I figured I'd pick that one up first.
Come on over to my place! I made up places for you to sleep.
You're not gonna light up any funny incense, are you?
Hey, I was gonna make you some great medicine, but now I'm not so sure.
Medicine?
We know everything about medicinal herbs, so we can mix up medicine that's good for the body. You guys go into battle a lot, so I figured you'd be happy if I mixed some up for you as a present.
Sure, definitely. Mix some up.
Yeah, you forget important stuff almost immediately, so get her to make some medicine that'll fix your head.
I think you could use some medicine that makes you taller.
What did you say, bastard?
Oh, for goodness sake, would you two please give it a rest?
It's true that the Mare are renowned for their medicines.
You bet! The next best thing to healing wizardry is Mare medicine. So anyway, I'll mix up that potion for you. Would you mind collecting the ingredients for me?
What? You're putting us to work gathering ingredients first thing? I don't need to take any. I'll pass.
Aw, come on! You only need a itty-bitty bit. Honest, it's really good for you. This medicine is special.
We just got back from the undersea tunnel. We're exhausted.
You guys are so mean. I try to be nice and you blow me off.
You're all being so cold-hearted. She's offering, so let's have her make it. While she's at it, let's have her make some for the Southern Forces soldiers, too.
Well, maybe
What?
Yeah, it's nothing. Come on, let's get those ingredients.
Hmm?
Okay, so as soon as you leave the chief's house, Celestine will harass you to get some medicine for her. And so she's gonna leave the party. If we go and speak to her, we can accept a quest. But first what I'm gonna do is go and buy a bow for her. After you come back from the undersea tunnel, there should be a new weapon available for Celestine, the Mare bow. And I would suggest buying it because she only comes with one weapon, and by buying the bow you have one weapon for each weapon type. So you can then decide for yourself which weapon type you like best for Celestine, if you plan on using her. Okay, so in here, we can speak to her to get the 3 ingredients that we're going to need for the potion. The Miri plant spore, the antidote, as well as a mystery mushroom. So those are all pretty easy things to gather up. And if we bring them to her, she'll brew up an energy wonder potion, which is quite the name. So these are the enemies we need to defeat. We've already found tons of these guys, so just keep an eye out. And then the mystery mushrooms are the yellow mushrooms that we were seeing alongside the other mushrooms that we had gathered a little bit earlier. So we'll keep an eye on all those things for Celestine. And we just have a couple more things to accept before we head out of Cota Mare. Before we go back to Navy Blue Marsh. We can speak to the Mare Woman just outside the entrance. And she wants us to keep an eye out for the Northern Forces troops in the marsh. Which we will do. There's going to be 3 of them to find. Now, before I begin going to any of the new areas or starting up any of these quests, I'm going to make a quick beeline back to the entrance near Old Fox Canyon where we came in. Because if we recall, there was a Mare man fighting some enemies off a little bit earlier when we first got here. And if we go to talk to him, he's going to give us a quest. And I'd rather talk to him first, just because he's so far away. But the quest that he gives us can be done very, very close to where he is. So if we start at the top of the map, we should be able to work our way back down towards Cota Mare. So this gentleman is over here, and if I bring up my map, you can see that it is very, very close to where the obvious merchant is. And we can't speak to him if he's in a battle stance. So let's go ahead and take care of these enemies here, so that he's not distracted. And then we can speak to him for his quest. And he's going to give us a monster hunting request to kill the blabberers, I guess is what they're called. We need to go to the Refuge of Darkness to kill these enemies. They look like that. They look kind of like summoners of some sort. And he wants us to kill 6 of them. Now these enemies are quite a bit tougher, and there are way more than 6 of them to kill, so I kind of avoided this area when I first got here because I could have came here earlier. But there's not a whole lot here except for a bunch of these enemies and 1 chest for us to get. I don't know why there's so many. I guess this is where they live. But you're going to get a pretty decent amount of experience for killing them. They're level 18. And they're not necessarily tough. It's just more of a strength in numbers type thing. And they will attack you with fireballs. So you need to watch out for that. They're very weird looking things. I don't know if they're a creature or man or what. They kind of look like half and half. They've got kind of human-like features, but very odd. The Refuge of Darkness is also sealed up at the moment. We can't go in there. We're kind of limited to this outside area. But we'll be going there later, so just keep its location in mind. I gotta start chaining to get rid of these guys a bit quicker. Because there's so many of them. I probably shouldn't have chose Crocell to chain with, because he doesn't have any con. That was stupid of me. Oh well, that's alright. Everyone's gonna be in overheat, but it shouldn't be a big deal. Should be able to deal with that just fine. And we're almost level 20 now, which is nice. I'm thinking that in combination with all the enemies we've been fighting and the new weapons we've got, it's really helping us level up. And we should be able to start earning some of our money back as well. Since we spent all of it buying new equipment. And like I said, you could fight 6 of these and then leave. But because there's so many, you might as well take the opportunity to fight them all while you're here.
Big man, huh?
I accidentally went into overdrive, that wasn't smart. Sometimes you just can't gauge your own strength. But that's alright, Judah should have some time to recover before we come over here and open the chest. I'll probably ignore these guys if they allow me to open this chest. For a power knuckle. That is for Crocell. That's another one of his knuckled weapons. If you are, by any chance, using knuckles for Crocell. I'm not a fan of knuckles. I prefer to use Crocell's wizardry. But if you are a person that much prefers up close and personal combat, then those would definitely be for you. So let's go and report back to this gentleman here. Turn in our quest. For 800 experience. And now that we've done that, we can gather a couple of mushrooms on our way back for Celestine. And we'll want to go over towards the Nekoneko settlement, which is over near Cota Mare. And if we can find the Northern Forces soldiers on our way, then that'll be great. We'll be killing two birds with one stone. So let's harvest this one. She needs 2, so this should not be difficult to do at all, just because there are so many of these mushrooms growing around.
Yes, I did it!
And then I forget what else she wanted us to get. Something from the green creatures, these guys here.
Alright, let's go.
Which we should get soon, I imagine, because there's so many of these creatures. And then we need to get an antidote, which I should actually do now. We need to buy an antidote from the merchant. From the Obvi's merchant. Now, I'm not sure if you can do that in Cota Mare. You probably can. And I may already have an antidote in my inventory, but let's go and check out the Obvi's merchant and see what he's got for us. Just in case you need to buy one for your file. I have 5 of them in my inventory, but you can buy one for 200 Sid for Celestine if you need. Okay, so let's take a look at the map here. We are going straight down. Sometimes I think that you move a little bit too slowly on the map when you're trying to get things done. And this is the fastest running speed that is available. But now that we've cleared out that section of the map, we shouldn't have to go back for any reason anytime soon that I can think of. Alright, so we're nearly at the Nekoneko dwelling. It's this away, past Cota Mare. There's also another mushroom here for me to gather. Although, I don't know if they're gonna let me. I'll try it. They might interrupt me. Looks like it. Sometimes you can get away with ignoring the enemies, and then other times you can't. Luckily, they're not terribly difficult to defeat. So I could ignore them for a pretty extensive amount of time before I'd want to deal with them.
Alright, let's go!
But we'll go back for that later. I want to have a couple of enemies available to kill when we go back through the marsh. Let's help out the Nekoneko people. It looks like they're having troubles keeping their little settlement cleared of enemies here. There you are. We can speak to the boy here. This is the brother of that Mare woman who was asking about her brother a little bit earlier. So that'll update the quest. We'll just need to speak with her when we get back to Cota Mare. There's a Nekoneko here that will give us a quest. I want to open that chest first, and then see what he's all about. He's asking us to gather a couple of shards. 8 common shards from the monsters that dwell in Navy Blue Marsh. Now this is a lot easier than it sounds. Normally, in order to get common shards, you would need to use Zephy's soul extraction, but luckily for this particular quest, they don't make us do that. They're only going to ask us to kill the enemies, and by doing that, they will drop the common shards. So that's very nice, I like that. That makes our life a whole lot easier. Although it may be worth experimenting with the soul extraction ability. I'm not too sure what types of commons you could get from these enemies if you did try it. So that might be worth a go. Especially if you haven't updated your weapons in a little while, and you want to try some different combinations of commons. Now there's a pillar nearby, so I'm thinking that I'll probably save and continue this in the next video. We now have half of the common shards that we need, and we still need to keep a lookout for those Northern Forces soldiers. So I'm gonna save it here, and we will continue on in the next video. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.